Have you ever wondered why so many people start getting backaches, stiff joints, or find it hard to sit for long periods after they turn 50? While in Japan, you see so many elderly men and women still sitting on the floor, bending over, or moving around with ease every single day. Well, the difference isn't in their genes or any special supplements. It's in how they move and sit down every single day. And today, I want to share with you 5 traditional Japanese postures, simple habits they use to keep their spines flexible, release muscle tension, and maintain their mobility even as they get older. Now, these aren't medical exercises, but rather natural movements that can help you feel better when you combine them correctly with proper medical care. And if you've ever had to deal with constant back pain, I want you to drop a comment below and let me know, how long have you been dealing with back pain? I read every single comment, and I'll suggest the best posture for you to start with. Oh, and don't forget to hit subscribe on the Naturally Strong 60 channel, where I share classic movement habits like the radio taiso exercises, small habits that help you stay naturally strong at 60, 70, and beyond. There's something really special about the Japanese. Even though they live in some of the most modern cities on Earth, they still hold on to these foundational movement habits, tiny, slow movements, but they're done every single day. From their tea ceremonies and meditation, to the way they sit for a meal, how they bow, or even the simple radio taiso exercises in the park in the morning, it all revolves around one core principle: keep the body moving the way it was meant to, without strain and without force. Now, while most people blame back pain on age, the truth is it's mostly caused by postural imbalances: a tilted pelvis, a compressed spine, stiff hips, and a nervous system that's constantly in a state of stress. These factors build up day after day until one day we realize we can't bend over to tie our shoes anymore, or we can't sit for a long time without that familiar ache. And that's exactly why I want to guide you through 5 fundamental postures that have been practiced in Japan for generations. You don't need a gym, you don't need any equipment, and you don't need to be strong. You just need to understand how your body was designed to move. Each posture addresses a crucial piece of the puzzle. Seiza helps reset the alignment of your pelvis. The standing fold helps decompress the spine. The seated twist to regain natural rotation. The deep squat to open the hips and release the sciatic nerve. And finally, constructive rest to bring your nervous system back to a healing state. 15 minutes a day, 5 postures. That's all it takes to reboot your entire body. So let's begin with the very first foundation, the traditional Japanese way of sitting known as Seiza. 1. Seiza, proper kneeling, the pelvic reset. You see, most back pain doesn't actually start in your back. It starts with a misaligned pelvis. When you sit in a chair for too long, your hip flexor muscles, especially the psoas and rectus femoris, get shortened and tight. They pull your pelvis forward into a tilt, forcing your lower back to arch just to keep you upright. Over time, all that pressure gets loaded onto your lumbar spine, and that's when you start feeling that familiar achy pain. The Japanese have a brilliant way to correct this, and it's called the Seiza posture. It sounds simple, but its effect is surprisingly powerful. Here's all you do. Kneel on a soft surface, bring your knees together, lay the tops of your feet flat on the floor, and gently lower your hips to sit on your heels. Keep your back naturally straight, no tensing, no forcing it. As you sit like this, your front thigh muscles and hip flexors begin to get a gentle stretch. Your spine no longer has to overarch to compensate. It naturally stacks itself back into proper alignment. You'll start to feel a sense of relief in about 30 seconds to a minute, as if your back is being released and feels lighter.
Now, if you're just starting and feel some pressure on your knees, don't worry. Just place a thin pillow or a folded towel between your heels and your bottom. The goal isn't to endure pain. It's to refamiliarize your body with a natural way of sitting that it was designed for. You can try this while reading, during a short meditation, or simply while sitting quietly and breathing. What's important here isn't the duration, but the frequency. 1 minute every day is far better than 10 minutes once a week. After a few weeks, you'll notice a clear difference, not just in your back, but also in your sense of balance and your body's overall stability. Think of Seiza as the foundation. It resets the frame of the house for your entire skeletal system, making all the other postures that follow even more effective.
All right, let's move on to our second posture, the forward fold, which will help you decompress your entire spine and release tension in your shoulders and upper back. Posture 2, the forward fold, decompressing the spine. Most of us get that nagging upper back tension because our thoracic spine becomes locked up from looking down at phones, typing on computers, or just slouching for too long. The Japanese have a very simple way to decompress this area, the standing forward fold. Here's how you do it. Stand tall with your feet hip-width apart. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, fold forward from your hips, not from your waist. Keep a long spine and let your hands hang naturally. They can touch your shins, your ankles, or the floor, depending on your flexibility. And if your hamstrings feel tight, just go ahead and bend your knees slightly. When you hang like this, the weight of your upper body and the pull of gravity help to lengthen the entire spine, reducing pressure on your vertebrae and back muscles. You only need to hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply, and then slowly roll back up to standing. Repeat this 2 to 3 times each morning or evening. It only takes a few minutes, and you'll feel your upper back become so much softer and lighter.
3. The seated twist, maintaining spinal flexibility. Your spine wasn't just made to bend forward and straighten up. It also needs to twist. But in modern life, we almost always look, sit, and reach forward. When we lose that rotational movement, the small joints between our vertebrae get stiff, the joint fluid doesn't circulate well, and that stuck back feeling starts to set in. The seated twist is the perfect way to release that. Sit cross-legged on the floor or on the edge of a chair if that's easier for you. Place your right hand on your left knee and your left hand behind your back. Inhale deeply to lengthen your spine, and then as you exhale, gently twist to the left. Remember, don't use your arm strength to pull yourself forcefully. Let your breath guide the movement. Hold for about 15 to 30 seconds, and then switch sides. Just a few rounds of this each day, and you'll find your back feels more supple, your shoulders are more relaxed, and your mind feels calmer too. 4. The deep squat, opening the hips, relieving lower back pressure. If you've ever felt an ache deep in your hips or a numbness that travels down your leg, it's very likely that your hip mobility is limited. In Japan, everyone from farmers to craftsmen has a habit of resting in a squat. This is the deep squat, and it's fantastic for releasing the hip muscles and the sciatic nerve. Stand with your feet slightly wider than your shoulders, with your toes pointing out a little. Slowly lower your hips down, keeping your heels as close to the ground as possible. Keep your chest open, your back straight, and if you can, use your elbows to gently push your knees outward. If you can't go all the way down yet, you can hold on to a chair for support or place a rolled-up towel under your heels. Just 30 seconds at a time is all you need. You'll feel your hip area gradually opening up, and that heavy feeling in your lower back will also noticeably decrease. Practice this regularly, and it will become the ultimate release valve for your entire lower back. 5. Constructive rest, resetting the nervous system.
After a long day, what your body needs most isn't more movement. It's complete relaxation. The constructive rest posture does exactly that. Simply lie on your back on the floor or a firm mat, with your knees gently bent and your feet flat on the floor. Let your arms rest loosely by your sides or place them on your belly. The key here is not to tense a single muscle. Just breathe naturally and let your body gradually sink into the floor. After a few minutes, you'll feel your lower back making more contact with the floor. Your breath will deepen and your heart rate will slow down. That's when your body shifts into recovery mode. Your nervous system gets a reset, and your hip flexors and back muscles automatically release. Hold this pose for 5 to 10 minutes before bed, and you'll notice your back feels lighter and you sleep much more deeply. So there you have it, the 5 traditional Japanese postures to help relieve back pain and maintain flexibility. Seiza, to reset your pelvis. Forward fold, to decompress your spine. The twist, to restore rotational movement. The deep squat, to open your hips. And constructive rest, to let your body truly recover. These aren't exercises, they're small habits that help you feel more natural and stronger every single day. With just 10 to 15 minutes each morning and evening, you'll start to feel a difference in your posture, your breathing, and your overall energy life. So, comment below and let me know, which posture will you start with today? I read every single comment, and I'll give you some tips on how to get started. And if you love these kinds of insights, especially about things like radio taiso exercises, the morning movement routine that has helped millions of Japanese people stay healthy into their 90s and 100s, then be sure to hit follow on the Naturally Strong 60 channel. Let's learn together how to become naturally strong, whether you're 50, 60, or beyond.